Hey everybody, Dave here to discuss a game that's been a welcome change from literally everything else I've been playing of late. InnerSpace describes itself as an exploration game, and that's exactly what it is, a game that rewards you for exploring the world in which you find yourself with minimal explanation. You play Cartographer, a being seemingly created by the mysterious archaeologist, an entity bent on discovering the fate of the realm known as the Inverse, so named because gravity works backwards. Now, this description threw me at first, thinking I was going to be flung outward from the land and have to compensate or something. Instead, the worlds you explore are inside out, still spherical in shape, but you are at the center of the world, the lands and seas forming walls of a sort. As you fly through the various game worlds, bits and pieces of lore are revealed as you discover remnants of past civilizations, beings once believed to be demigods still bound to these worlds, and ancient technologies which can be used to modify your exploration vessel, for want of a better word for this thing that can fly through the air, swim through the sea, but can't drive on land, though to be fair, there isn't much land overall. Your goal is to help the archaeologists collect the memories of these dying worlds so they will not be forgotten by traversing the heights and depths, seeking out what has been lost and collecting the ancient power of wind to help in upgrading your craft. I was a little worried when I first loaded the game, as I'm not the greatest pilot as far as games go. I expected to be frustrated at having to navigate tight corridors and awkward crumbling structures. Instead, the game did little to punish me for failure. If I crashed, I bounced off whatever surface I hit. If I got stuck in a corner, which happened quite a lot early on, I wasn't punished. I didn't have lives deducted from some arbitrary number I was given, like some holdover from the arcade days of old. Instead of an explosion or fade to black and the words "game over" glaring out at me, the screen faded to white and I was placed back in the center of the world. The whole experience felt less like a punishment and more like someone watching a fly bang its head into a window and, rather than swatting it, cracking the window and coaxing it out into the open air. There was no chastising, no punishment, and no sense that I had done anything wrong. It was such a relief to have tasted what I believed to be failure, only to have the game seemingly say, "That's okay, try again." The whole thing was profoundly relaxing, almost meditative. I thought I'd spend an hour playing and then move on to something else, only to realize sometime later that I'd missed lunch, the sun was setting, and I very much needed to start dinner. Contrast that with Destiny 2, in which I was acutely aware of every minute of the hour I spent trying to complete Flashpoint Mercury, a milestone requiring you to complete public events on the smallest map in the game, a map which only has one public event on it. So once you've done all the patrols and the event hasn't respawned yet, you're forced to scour the surface of the planet in search of powerful enemies that have appeared so you can grind your way to completion 1% at a time, and damn it, Bungie! Deep breath, and out. It's like sinking into a warm bath as the soundtrack washes over you. Even the movement of your vehicle has a relaxing tone to it, each segment of your wing producing a single piano note as it moves, making your craft's rotation sound like a series of rising and falling scales. The controls did take some getting used to, the left analog stick controlling pitch and yaw, while the right stick controlled rotation and acceleration. And even when pulling back all the way, your ship does move forward at a slow pace, so you're never actually stopped unless you hit one of the many perches located throughout the world, which will permit you to stop, redirect your craft, and launch in a given direction. I had a few issues with the game. Specifically, I got disoriented easily, and occasionally when I found an area I hadn't explored, I found it somewhat frustrating if I got stuck and respawned at the center of the world, unable to find my way back to the area I'd been in only moments ago. In addition, once I'd spent a certain amount of time in a given world, I found myself visiting the same areas over and over again, trying to work out where I'd been and where I hadn't, which isn't always self-evident. One way of telling the difference is looking for floating bubbles of wind, which can be used almost like a currency to activate ship upgrades, and which tend to appear in lines that frequently lead to artifacts or mechanisms that may advance your progress through the world. That said, you frequently run into lines of wind bubbles somewhere along their length, and it becomes hard to determine which direction you should follow them. And once they've been collected, they don't respawn, so retracing your steps can be a challenge. In addition, I often found myself wondering if I'd fully explored an area before moving on. While it makes sense for a game based on discovery to withhold just how much is out there to discover, I often wondered upon traveling through a gate to another world if I'd missed anything, and if so, how much. Of course, you can always go back, but even if I did so, I was never sure if I had any reason to do it. Overall, though, the game is beautiful, possessed of a unique art style and a soothing musical score that pairs well with the in-game sound effects. InnerSpace is currently available on every major console, including Switch, as well as PC, Mac, and I kid you not, Linux. If you're looking for a way to de-stress and unravel the mysteries of a strange alien world, check out InnerSpace from Polyknights. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you've played InnerSpace, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or email us at loottheroompod@gmail.com. And as always, hunt the wampus.